morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? Today we are unboxing and reviewing the MT41 from our friends at Lekato, and of course, this has a little bit of a story. Last month on the channel, Ivy from Lekato contacted me and asked me if I wanted to review their $32 wireless system, the cheapest wireless system on Amazon. I figured, why not? They sent it, I reviewed it, I fell in love with it, they loved the review, and asked me if I could review 3 more products that they make. 2 of them are here, one of them you're going to see today, one you're going to see next week. The third thing they sent me isn't arriving till Friday, so you're not going to see it in this video, you're going to see it in next week's video. However, I do want to give it a quick shout out. They make a guitar strap now that's made of memory foam, has leather ends, and I think it's really cool because you can also put guitar picks in there, so that way you never lose a guitar pick, as well as it comes with strap locks, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to leave that in the description below, as well as today's product, and that is this bad boy right here, the MT41 Metronome Tuner and Noise Generator. There are a couple reasons why I chose to review this. The main one is that I've never had a tuner like this before. Yes, I've had pedal tuners and headstock tuners, but it takes what I love about both of these and combines it into one. For example, this has a built-in mic that you can use to tune your instrument, or you can plug your guitar in it with an input jack, much like a pedal tuner. And you can also change the hertz of how you're tuning, much like this headstock tuner right here. So that's cool, and also if you play a B-flat instrument like a trumpet or clarinet, there's a B-flat mode for you. If you play horn, there's an F mode for you. And if you play an E-flat instrument, there's also a mode for you like that, but if you play a C instrument like guitar, bass, or flute, there is that mode also. And also what I like about this is also a metronome. This is my first time having a physical metronome compared to using an app or an online resource. And also it's a tone generator, which I'm going to be honest, that's what intrigued me the most, because when I was looking at this product, I'm like, what the heck is a tone generator? And when I ordered it, I came to my senses. I'm like, wait, it's going to give a tuning pitch to tune up to. So that takes care of that. Enough talking, let's get into unboxing. This product does ship through Amazon. Mine came in a standard Amazon box and had your standard Amazon air filler. Now, before we open this up, I do want to talk about something. When you check out the link below and you look at this product, it does say Lekato MT41. It doesn't say that anywhere on the box. Yes, you see MT41, but it doesn't say Lekato. It says Musedo or Musedo. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, so we're just going to call it Musedo. And this could be many things, but what I'm assuming right here is that it's like a Fender Squier Jackson Charvel EVH guitar situation, where one parent company owns the names of many different companies, so they make something and send it out under a different company and advertise it through another. So we are going to assume, and probably rightfully assume, that this is a Lekato product, and if not, I'll let you know down in the description below, but this is probably a Lekato product shipped through a different name. So let's go ahead and check out the box. You can see there, it's just pretty standard box like you would see on a store. You can see right there, everything, your main China sticker. It opens up through this flap on the back, and I've actually never opened this product, so we are going to be experiencing this together. So let me just get my nails in here and open it up. Okay, so there's that, and alright. So, okay. So this is pretty cool right here. So this is something you plug in and you can attach it onto like a headstock tuner, but if you have a saxophone and trumpet, you can plug it on, put it on there, and it'll tune it up. So that is pretty cool. So here are the instructions and manual. We are going to put that to the side because who reads the manual until halfway through the review? This looks to be our charging unit, which is just a standard USB and micro USB. And let's get to the actual tuner itself, right here behind some protective plastic. And you can see there's another little thing of plastic right here, which will peel off now. There we go. That satisfying feeling. So here it is itself. It does say Musedo right here, which is again a weird thing because this looks like the exact picture that you would see on the Amazon site. However, even the same exact fonts, you just don't see the Musedo on there. So it's a hard plastic style feel. There is a volume right here at the top. And your controls here is your power button, which let's see if it works. Comes shipped. Ooh, yes it does, and that is a bright LED itself. And you can see right now it is tuning because there is a microphone right here. So you can probably sing something and tune it. We're not going to try that right now. So this knob over here controls how many hertz you want. This thing over here is, I assume, goes between metronome and tuner. Okay, no, this is actually going between your keys right here. And then right here looks like a different quarter note thing. So, okay. Volume for the tone generator. So you can see your input is right there. Your speaker for the tone generator is on the back. And I think this is okay. Yeah, this is like a little stand, so you can put it on like that. So that is actually really cool. To get to the metronome function, you hold the MT in, and it brings you to there. And to turn it on, it's the power/play button. That's me sweeping through the volume. So pretty loud. And then I assume this button changes your subdivision. So right now it's counting triplets. So 16th notes. It even does like compound things. So you have two 16th notes and an 8th note. The opposite way. Which is your standard. So that's pretty cool. And then if you press the MT button, you get more notes per beat. So you're getting 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is pretty cool. So you can get 6, 7, 8, 9, or 0, which is useful if you're practicing some weird time signature. 1, 2, 3, 4. To increase the BPM, you just hit these buttons all the way up, and let's see how fast this bad boy can go. So it goes up to 250, and the slowest you can go is 30 BPM. Oh, that's painful. As far as the tone generator function, that works by hitting the play/power button up here. So when you're in the key of C, it's just going to take you chromatically. So you have your A right here, B flat, B, so on and so forth, up the scale. Eventually you'll get to a point where it goes down, which is now. Which is something I spend all day doing, just going up and down. And then when you go to your things, your other keys, you get your notes for your F instruments. Then the next one, your tones for your B flat instruments, your E flat instruments. Which if you're a guitar player and you're wondering what the point of that is, it's because when a trumpet player and a French horn player say sheet music, they're going to read notes differently because their instruments are tuned to B flat and F. Really complicated process and sometimes really hard to write compositions for them. But your next mode is your G, and that is your guitar mode. So if we turn it on, all the notes to the guitar. Your B is your bass. And it has a C, a B, and a C in case you have a 6-string bass. And then your next function is I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what this one is. Okay, so this is like your mandolins, your violins, your cellos. Next function is U for ukulele, I assume. That is ukulele tuning, okay? And then you go back to the key of C. This also has a speaker jack on the other side. And now it's time to put this thing to the test. And the main test is going to be tuning all the instruments in this room. Because I don't want this tuner to fall and slide everywhere, we are going to be using the Lekato wireless system as our cable today. So then the first thing we're going to tune is the Chapman right here. So we'll go ahead and plug in, turn it on, and we will tune. Alright, guitar is tuned. Let's move on to the bass. Now this is where a lot of tuners I think lack, and that is when like for instance, if I use a snark tuner, it doesn't really pick up the notes on a bass, so I'm going to be really curious on how it's going to work here. Immediately I'm happy because it already registered that is the lowest note on my bass. I don't have a 5-string or a 6-string, so the fact that it does get the low E and like actually looks accurate and like doesn't like wiggle woggle all over the place really makes me happy. Let's get the mandolin on this action. Alright, so now let's move on to the next one, and we'll make this one the ukulele. And because the ukulele isn't an electric ukulele, we are going to be using the clip that this comes with. And an interesting thing to note, and actually something really important to note, is that when something's plugged in, the mic will stop working, which is actually really useful. Okay. So that is really easy to use. So let's try tuning a guitar with this. Alright, so we are going to tune this guitar, which is in a unconventional tuning, so we're going to clip that to the headstock and see how we tune. So I think at this point you're getting it. You get that this tunes. I'm curious on how high and how low this goes, and I think we should plug this into the keyboard over here. Mic works. So unfortunately, due to the fact that we had to plug the input into the headphone jack of it, we can't hear the keyboard. However, it does work. So let's see how high this goes. Okay, so we are at the very last E on the keyboard, and it no longer shows on the tuner. So now let's go down from middle C. Yeah, we are giving out at the second to last A. Technically the last usable A, because who really uses this bottom one? But the last usable A, it does go out. Let's go ahead and do a test with a metronome. This isn't going to be complicated, it's pretty simple. You can see on here we are at max volume, 120 BPM, 4 notes per bar, and we are at a quarter note. I want to compare this to an app I use often. This is Metronome Beats, and the exact same thing is set here. And I just want to see if these are consistent, which responds first, and which is louder. So let's go ahead and turn these on. 3, 2, 1. We got subdivision between these two. This one turned on first. This one is slightly lagged behind a tiny bit when I turned it on. This one is really loud compared to this one. Yeah, this one definitely wins. Super responsive, if I do it again. Yeah, this one responds right away. There's no lag when you press the button, which I do like. So this wins compared to an app. We're at the workbench relaying the MT41 charge. You can see that on the LED screen on the right hand side with the little battery blinking on and off. And now because this whole thing is rechargeable, we get to do a fun little test. We did this test with the wireless system, and that is we're going to wait till this charges to 100%, turn it on, and not turn it off. We're going to see how long this holds a charge for, because nowhere on Amazon, nor on Lekato's own website does it state how long this can last. So we're going to see how long it can go for. We are at 100%, and now we're getting ready to turn it on. Alright, and we are on. What's nice about this is that we are going to be able to see the battery right here, unlike the Lekato wireless unit, where you had to judge off of the LED lights on there. And apparently there was a middle setting that I missed, but on here you can clearly see the battery, so we should have no problem. We're going to check back every 30 minutes to see how well we're doing. And your 30-minute check-in, we are still good. Okay guys, so 26 minutes ago, after I did my 30-minute check-in, I went to go shower and go do some stuff around the house, like get some water to drink. And I come back and the tuner's off? So did it die while I was gone? Okay, no. It looks like it has a function to where if it's not being used, it automatically turns off. I mean, that's super cool. and really useful, actually. I wonder when that happened. I'm not time-lapsing the GoPro because it only holds 40 minutes of storage. It would have turned off anyway by the time it would have picked it up. But that is an interesting footnote, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that while we continue through this test. And our 30-minute check-in, even though now the results are going to be skewed, but we are still fully functional. 30-minute check-in, we are still fine. I turn off my fan to add a little bit of background noise, and if I want to practice, I'm doing it on an acoustic because it picks it up really well. Your 30-minute check, 10 p.m. We are down 1 cell, and this has stayed on because I just been over here watching like a hawk and occasionally just been going woo. So it stays on and has something to read. Your 30-minute check-in, well, 31-minute check-in now, thank you. And we are halfway through the battery. This thing hasn't turned off. Your 30-minute check, 11 p.m., still halfway through the battery. Well, if you gotta tune in the dark, this is a bright tuner. 3 hours and 30 minutes in. Battery still halfway, and I'm doing everything I can so that way it doesn't turn off. Approaching roughly the 4-hour mark, and it appears that we are still halfway through, and indeed so. So, like I said, this has roughly lasted for 4 hours. Not a 30-minute check-in, but I do want to note that it just went down a notch. So now we're at the last bar. Now it's your 30-minute check-in, still on the very last bar. Roughly 5 hours in, still on the very last cell. 5 hours and 30 minutes, it's still on. I am tired. Roughly 6 hours in, this thing is still alive and kicking, hasn't turned off. I am really impressed so far because this has a super long battery life, and I'm just going to wait till it dies. So, not going to bed, however, will turn on my alarm. Hey, would you look at that? 2:11 and the thing is finally out. I noticed that it was started to blink like just 5 seconds ago before I turned on the GoPro, and I just missed it. However, 2:11, it is finally done. So this thing lasted roughly 6 hours, which is really impressive. Now, I'm super curious, what happens if I'm going to hit this power button, see if we have a little bit of a charge left, and we do. But you can see that it is in fact blinking over here, signaling, hey, you should probably put this on the charger. And there it goes out once again, so this thing is completely dead, which kind of makes me happy because that means I can finally go to sleep. Good morning, YouTube. As you see, that is fully charged, and there is something I do want to talk about when it comes to letting it charge, and that is removing the actual USB. because it is actually super hard to take this thing out. Like, I'm actually trying to take it out, but it's so hard, I'm afraid I'm gonna break it every time. And I'm not exaggerating on this. It's super hard to take out. Ugh. So, yeah, that's my thing right now. The biggest complaint with it is that the USB port is super hard to take out on this. Still works, but man, that is just really hard to take out. So I'm reading the manual, and nowhere does it state that this has an automatic turn off feature if you don't use it after a while. And I double checked, and it doesn't mention anything on how long the battery can last for. However, I did find a curious bit of wording in here, and it's about the cable that it came with. Because this is technically a pickup. So, we're going to see what happens when we plug it into an amp. So in this case, we're using the Kayla ukulele, and we're going into the orange microduck into the Bugera 112 TS. I'm super curious if this is going to work, and hopefully doesn't blow up anything. It's working. Oh my god! That is actually really cool. What makes me super happy is that if you get this, you're getting a piezo pickup as a bonus. That makes me really happy. So let's turn the gain up. That does not make me happy. There is one more test that I want to do with this, and that is test the headphone function. After all, I want to make sure that works. The headphones we're going to be using today are the Sony MDR7506. No particular reason. These are the flattest sounding headphones I have, so I think they'll do a good job. So I'm going to put these on first. That comes in and out no problem, unlike the USB ports. So volume is on all the way. Yeah, that is pretty loud. So let's turn it down. Yeah, that kind of blasted my eardrums off, but alright, that works. Let's see if the tuner part works. Let's get a tone. Yep, that works. Which means everything on it is functional. I'm going to double check the headphone function, make sure it wasn't coming out of this. So what I did was I plugged the headphones in. They're currently way in the back here behind the PV amp and behind the keyboard. The headphones are pressed together, and if we were going to hear anything now, it's going to come from the speaker in the actual tuner metronome. So let's turn it on. You can hear that it is in fact coming from the headphones. Even if I turn it down, you hear nothing. If I turn it up, it becomes more evident, but it's not coming from it. So yeah, my god, you're gonna blow your ears off if you have it on all the way like I did. Anyway guys, there you have it. That was the Lekato / Musito MT41 Metronome Tuner Tone Generator. Honestly, this product is really impressive. It has a bright screen. I love the fact that it has a little stand with it. Everything works. It can get super loud. I love the fact that it holds up to a 6-hour charge time. I mean, there's no practical use for that, but if you're going to be tuning an instrument for 6 hours, this product is definitely for you. I also love the fact that it comes with a piezo pickup and you can use it like a piezo pickup. I don't know why, but that just completely blows my mind. The only complaint, and the major complaint I have about it, is the USB charging. When I was trying to take it off earlier, I was really trying. Like, I was not faking that. And every time I do it, it is super hard. In fact, hold on. I'm going to try again right now. So we're just going to plug it in, like, you know, we're just charging it, make sure we're plugging it in the right way. So it goes in like this, and now pulling like that. Super hard to take out, and that is the biggest complaint, because every time I try pulling it out, I feel like I'm gonna break it, and honestly, that's not a good thing. So that is the only complaint I have about this. I mean, it's the only complaint I have about this. Other than that, really great product. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars, but if I feel generous, and honestly, I am a generous guy, 4 out of 5 stars. Honestly, the USB port could be better, but other than that, it is a great product. So my generosity, 4.5 stars. In general, 4 out of 5 stars. Anyway guys, that's all I have for you this week. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and the Lekato reviews are not stopping, because next week, we get to review this. What is this? Well, you're just gonna have to come back next Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time to find out. So make sure you hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, so that way you'll be notified when this video goes up. Anyway, till next week guys, goodbye and good night.